Hello, I'm Dr. Vonda Reeves. Today I'll speak to you about myths and truths of a plant-based diet. Many of us feel that acquiring a change in our diet to complete plant-based is all that is necessary for attaining a healthy lifestyle. Nothing could be further from the truth. Most of us feel that plants are safe and just by eating one, we magically become healthy. There is caution as one proceeds along this road. Fortunately, there are excellent resources that focus on plant-based diets, so there are resources that can be used in everyday life and that are readily available. Not all plant-based diets are good or bad. Some have only ugly characteristics to them. What I'll attempt to do is to try to define the types and give definitions of each of these, and then give some clarity to the terms vegan versus vegetarian. A good and well-established diet for those who think about plant-based diets is the Dean Ornish diet. It is also found that diets such as the Mediterranean diet and even a vegan keto diet can be successful in accomplishing your goals. Well, first of all, what are your goals? What are you trying to do? What is it? Is it weight loss? Is it adding muscle? Are you thinking that plants will give you more life? Is there some flexibility in choosing a plant-based diet? And then lastly, what actually is the perfect blend? And most of these things should be individualized. Not one shoe fits all feet. The same thing goes with diets. In any situation, you have a basic list of health problems or lack of health problems. Some of us are trying to avoid diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and even hypertension. So, those may be things to consider when one focuses on just eating plants by themselves. I've seen many patients mistake the fact that they can lose weight by just going to plant-based diets. Most of these people remain obese because of several factors. Why does the plant-based diet fail in others and then become successful in another group? There are different types of plant-based diets. I'll try to go through the definitions of these as I've outlined here. Lacto-ovid vegetarians eat only dairy products and eggs. That means they do not introduce meat products, poultry, or seafood into their diet. Ovo-vegetarians focus on eating eggs and plants. No animal foods, no dairy products. Lacto-vegetarians eat dairy, but no eggs, meats, poultry, or seafood. And true vegans will eat only plants. They are very careful about reading labels because a lot of foods, even though they are labeled as vegetarian, will contain some type of an animal product. These persons eat no eggs, no dairy products, no poultry, no animal products whatsoever. There is a variation on some plant-based diets. Pescatarians are those that eat plants, but also include fish and or shellfish. Semi-vegetarians are, as we sometimes call them, flexitarians. Occasionally we eat meat or poultry. The frequency in which they eat these substances varies on their individual habits. Holistically, most individuals want as a goal optimum health. Therefore, the advantages of a plant-based diet include that plants are, first of all, very affordable, they are tasty, and they can be nutritious. Some persons find that organic labeled foods are more expensive. I caution you to understand what the definition of organic is. It may only include those products that are grown without antibiotics or certain type of pesticides. Another advantage of the plant-based diet is that it's rich in easily attainable substances such as beans, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables. Usually, these diets are low in saturated fats. This helps in weight management, in diabetes control, and definitely in cardiovascular disease. Plant-based diets have been suggested to help reduce the risk of particular types of cancers. Most vegetarians and vegans feel that a plant-based diet have all the nutrients that they need. However, these are nutrients that you don't want to miss out on. Calcium can be deficient if you're not eating dairy products. You should look for figs, nuts, leafy veggies, red kidney beans, tahini, and tofu as sources of calcium. Omega-3 fatty acids will be reduced in those who choose not to eat fish. Sources for omega-3 fatty acids include walnuts, hemp, flaxseed, corn and sunflower oils, chia seeds, and soya beans. Vitamin D is very important, particularly in areas where sunlight is limited. If you have problems with living in the Northeast, where there is less sunlight than the southeastern regions of the United States, one would include in the diet sun-exposed mushrooms, fortified foods, and some alternatives to dairy. Iodine sometimes is not considered or thought about in those who have plant-based diets. Iodine is directly related to what the content is of the soil in which the food is grown in. Iodine appears to be much richer in soils that are near coastal areas. Seaweed in and of itself can have variable contents of iodine. Therefore, excessive content can lead to iodine toxicity, so limit or eat seaweed in moderation. Too much can be extremely harmful. Continuing on with things that you don't want to miss in a plant-based diet, B12 deficiency can be seen in those who choose not to eat meat. Fortified foods and supplements can take up for the deficiency. Also, it can be found in soya, yeast, and non-dairy milks. Iron is easily sourced. It can be found in dried fruits, whole grains, nuts, green leafy vegetables, and seeds. Zinc can be reduced in persons who might consider the following: Phytates can reduce iron absorption. Therefore, when one considers zinc deficiency, the diet should include dry beans, nuts, whole grains, and seeds. Another nutrient that can be deficient is selenium. It's found in seeds, nuts, and grains. Brazil nuts are extremely high in selenium. Eating only 2 a day are all you're needing to meet your daily requirements. When it comes to protein, there are multiple sources found. Plants are rich in proteins. These usually include beans, lentils, chickpeas, seeds, nuts, and tofu. What are the reasons that an individual might choose vegetables? It's clearly been scientifically documented that it helps in disease management, particularly those persons affected by diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. Overall, on a globalistic view, greenhouse emissions are reduced when one acquires a plant-based diet. And then, regardless of your age, it supports healthy living at any stage of your life.